Josh, we are here.
Hey, team. What's up? Welcome to another episode of Three Guys and a Mic presents Metal Mondays. Hey, we're actually doing this one on a Monday, so, that's a win.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, hopefully you checked out our first episode of Metal Monday last week where we talked about the new Soulfly record. For those of you that may not know, we're going to be doing a new metal show every Monday talking about some of the new released albums from the previous Friday. Tonight, we're going to deep dive one album, which is going to be the new Arch Enemy record.
Yes.
Which is called Deceivers.
Yes.
But we also want to take a quick second to recognize there's another album that we checked out from Friday from a band called The Halo Effect. And this is an album called Days of the Lost. So, Dave, what'd you think of The Halo Effect? This is the first time I'd ever heard them.
Yeah, so I don't want to deep dive too far, but the main thing that brought me to this band is that the lead guitar player in this band, Jasper, and I'm blanking on his last name. I apologize. I'm not professional, but he is the former lead guitar player and one of the principal songwriters for In Flames, a band that I'm pretty familiar with. So I was very interested. Overall, I was pleasantly surprised with this record. To me, it sounds like, I don't know, for those familiar with In Flames, it sounds kind of like Colony era In Flames, which is like earlier In Flames. I thought it was very good. I was pleasantly surprised. I think this is a very kind of, I don't want to say groove. It's not really groove, but it has a good vibe to it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, very, very riff driven. Like, yes. I thought there were some really killer riffs on this. And I would say, in a lot of cases, a little bit more my style, maybe more so than the Arch Enemy record. I didn't rate it as high as the Arch Enemy record, or as well. For those of you that don't know, we do have our own proprietary rating system here on Three Guys and a Mic called the Shitometer. And basically, what we're trying to do here is you want to get the lowest score possible. You want to be a 0, okay? Yeah. And anything from 0 to 49 that's pretty clean. That's a pretty clean toilet. That's not very shitty, as you'd say. Anything from 50 to 100 becomes varying levels of we would not recommend that album, and it becomes varying levels of dog shit to diarrhea. Okay.
Yeah. So, what was your score on the Halo Effect album?
Yeah, Halo Effect. I gave him a 42. So we're still in recommend area. I could have used a little bit of clean vocals on the album. Like, I think it was missing just like a little something to jazz it up. But look, the riffs on it, fucking super tasty.
Man, I think I was a little bit higher on this record than you were. So I put not much higher, but I had this actually at a 36. Okay. I thought this was pretty good overall. Yeah, I didn't think there was I didn't think there was any like outstanding just like god tier moments by any means, but like, man, you put this record on, I think there's like 10 tracks on here. And like start to finish,
below average.
No, start to finish, you just go through the whole thing. I think the record is like about 40 minutes or so. So it's not terribly long. There's no super long songs or anything. It's just a good jam record. Like I could have this record on in the background, and it totally rocks out. So,
hey, good solid record. Good job by those guys. I'm sure they have some other records to check out. And
no, this was their debut, actually.
Oh, this is their debut?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, well, look, this will be something that I'm going to check out again. We were just, like, super inundated with a lot of stuff to listen to, so I only got about 2.5 listens in. But I like what I heard. I mean, look, 42 is still a recommend, so not a bad score.
Yeah.
But the spotlight tonight is going to be for the new Arch Enemy record. And Arch Enemy is a band that I've heard of. I know I've heard some music from them in the past, but nobody that I've really like jammed with any consistency. What about you?
The only record I had is, I believe it's called Doomsday Machine. It's the one where they had Nemesis, which was a single off of that record back in 2005. I think that was when they had their previous vocalist, Angela Gasso. I'm totally butchering that, I'm sure, but she was the previous vocalist for the band, and I believe she recommended Alyssa to to the rest of the band to replace her. So
yeah.
But
let's get into some history here, and then we'll get into the record.
Yeah.
So we're talking about Arch Enemy. The new album is called Deceivers. Arch Enemy formed in 1995. They're a Swedish melodic death metal band from Halmstad. The band was founded by Michael Amat and Johan Leva, who were both originally from the death metal band Carnage. Fucking great name, too, for a band, dude. Carnage.
Yeah.
The band was formerly fronted by Angela Gossau, who left the band in 2014 to become the band's manager. She was replaced by Alyssa White-Glues. Arch Enemy has released 11 studio albums, including their most recent album, Deceivers. Deceivers is the band's 11th album and the first since 2017's Will to Power. Writing began on this album as early as October 2018, based on what I could find. The album has already produced 4 singles, so just 4 kind of early releases. You have Deceiver, House of Mirrors, Handshake with Hell. You know what? I put 4, but it's actually 5. Sunset Over the Empire and In the Eye of the Storm.
I mean...
So, I find that I didn't really feel like I was really ever into death metal, melodic death metal. I guess I was unfamiliar with who fell into that genre, because now that we've started doing so for those that don't know, and hopefully you'll check us out if you're just finding this now, but we're doing a Metalhead's journey through the top 50 metal albums of all time. Dave and I coming up here in a couple of minutes, we're going to do a half-hour power where we do a top 30 power metal albums of all time. So we're doing a lot of different metal stuff here. But doing that top 50 metal list, we've already gone through bands like Death, Sepultura, At the Gates. There's been some really good death metal bands that I didn't realize they fell into that genre. So hearing this now, and after hearing a lot of that, and I think kind of getting the taste for this, I thought this was a pretty solid album. I've enjoyed listening to it. I know we kind of talked about it a little bit, but how do you feel about it?
So, dude, I think I didn't realize what the singles were. Now I feel a little bit silly when we're going to get to our top songs. What
is that, your top 5?
Yeah, it is actually. So that was going to be where I was coming from here. I think the highs on this record are really high. But I think the other songs are kind of forgettable or kind of middle of the road. They're not bad. I don't think there's any true skippers on the record necessarily. But I know this is gonna make some people cringe, like the true metal fans or the people that are really into extreme or heavy music. But I think it's criminal that somebody with as good of a clean vocal as Alyssa to only use her cleans on one song, really.
It's almost like it feels like they forgot that.
Yeah.
Or they're they did that other song and they're like, hey man, that song is too good to leave off the album. The Handshake with Hell, that song is too good to leave off the album, so we got to leave it. But we're not doing cleans anywhere else. And there's so many songs that are screaming for it.
Yeah,
they could have made this album. Not that just one thing, but just adding clean vocals could have taken this album from being a really good album to borderline being great, in my opinion.
I don't disagree. And look, I'm not.
Score?
My score. I am at actually. What did I give the last record, Josh? The one we just reviewed. A 36.
Yeah, you gave it a 36.
So I flip-flopped a lot on which record I preferred. I'm coming in at a 34 here. I do think that, and I think it's held back considerably by some of the decisions, specifically the vocals. And again, I know that's going to make some people roll their eyes or whatever. I don't care. I think this could have put this in the 20s for us. Had it had clean vocals or more clean vocals in the songs.
Yeah, I'm at a 38 on this album, so I agree with you, and I think that puts this as a B tier record.
Yes, it does for sure.
Yeah, because that would put us basically at a 36. So I mean, look, it's one thing if you're like late era Pantera, let's just say, like this is reinventing the steel Pantera, and Phil Anselmo still probably the best screamer in the business, but doesn't have the old clean voice that he used to have on Cowboys from Hell, and so that's your only option. But man, dude, like it's so good on that first song, and then just not to revisit it, it's almost criminal. It's not that I don't like, she does a really, really good job with her aggressive vocals. Like, I'm not shitting on that by any means, but man, there's just so many good spots. So, well, hey, this week, we usually do the top 3 songs, but we felt like there were 4. We each felt like there were 4 songs good enough for us to bring up here to focus on. So, Dave, you want to go first on your 4th song?
Man, and I will tell you, these can go really in any order for me, honestly. Like, with the exception of the number 1 song, I think. And I'm going to go House of Mirrors.
Okay.
I think that's a rock solid song. I mean, every song on here is heavy, and every song has pretty good guitar solos. But I really enjoyed House of Mirrors. I like the chorus. Overall, just very, very, very solid song.
Okay, did not make my list.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, not a bad song. At number 4, I'm coming in with "Handshake with Hell," the opener.
Okay.
Look, go ahead.
No. I had it on my list as well.
Yeah, it's a great opening track. Like we've mentioned a bunch of times already. Love the clean vocals used throughout the song. And just one of the other features of the song, I think, is just really fucking good sounding traditional guitar solos. Like nothing fancy, but just really, really good solos.
I wonder. I feel like, okay. So I'll talk about "Handshake from Hell" as well because it's my number 3.
Okay, perfect.
So I do feel like, and I hate to say this, but I feel like their lead guitar player absolutely like lifted the guitar solo from 1 for this song. Like it is like, you got to hear it side by side. It's actually like kind of ridiculous, but it's a great song. Clean vocals are very good. Again, I feel like she was criminally underused because her vocals in when she was in The Agonist, she uses both.
I was gonna say,
and they're amazing.
Yeah, so good, dude. The Agonist is really good.
Like it'd be like, I hate to keep pushing that. It'd be one thing if her cleans were just like okay or whatever, but she's legitimately a great clean vocalist. But anyway, "Handshake with Hell," great opening track and obviously good single. So I guess I'll go again here with my. That was my number 3. Go ahead.
3, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
My number 3 is "One Last Time."
It's not on my list.
Oh, dude, that's criminal. So many good like melodic moments in this song. And I feel like this is really the song that's screaming the most for some additional cleans. Just maybe something over the top of the chorus, But I think, outside of the opening track, I think this is the catchiest song on the record. Just so many good melodic moments. Even the screaming, it's not so guttural on this one. There's like, it's kind of a in between. But really good, really catchy. Even, I would say sometimes it even feels a smidge power metal-ish, maybe.
Look, it's. I don't think there's really any skippers here. But my number 2, is that my number 2? Yeah, let me just make sure real quick. Yeah, my number 2, and I think this is close to being number 1, but "Sunset Over the Empire."
Oh, damn it, Dave. It's not close to being number 1. It's definitively the best song on the album. Dude, "Welcome to the Apocalypse."
Yeah.
"The End of Days." Come on, bro. That's a fucking all-time. That's like almost as good as "Blood and Thunder." "I think that someone is trying to kill me."
Look. It's like 1B for me and whatever 1A is. If you don't have what my number 1 is as your number 2, we can't be friends anymore.
Dude, I love the chorus for "Sunset Over the Empire" too, where it's like the little chants,
Yeah, it's really atmospheric, that song. I like it a lot. It's a great song.
And dude, the bridge riff, fuck.
Oh, dude, I'm right there with you. It's like 1B.
Hate you.
What's your number 2? It better be my number 1.
Well, I'd be shocked if it's not. My number 2 is The Watcher.
It's not even on my list. What is wrong with you?
What?
Dude.
How is that possible, bro?
It's not even on my list. It didn't even make my cut.
Oh, dude. Fucking, like, look, when I said One Last Time has a little bit of power metal, this song is, like, screaming power metal. You got a really cool riff, opening riff. The bridge, like, turns into this, like, fucking, like, super, like, really energetic, fast solo. And what really sells this song to me, it's the outro of the song that bleeds into the first minute of the next song, the Poisoned Arrow. Like, I feel like they should take the first minute of that Poisoned Arrow song and just make it the end of The Watcher. Great song.
I do like the Watcher as well. And I do actually like Poisoned Arrow as well. Man, I like a lot of these songs, to be honest.
What's your number 2? Or what number 1?
My number 1, to me, I don't know. I just love the song. It's Deceiver. I just love that song. The vocals, I don't know. I love the lyrics and the vocals for that song.
The way she says Deceiver, dude,
yeah,
so good.
They're
yeah.
like,
I'm with you. That'd probably be my number 5.
Yeah, I mean, dude, just like the open my eyes, dude. I don't know. That song is so good. Anyway, I love that song. I mean, she says the words Judas Kiss in that song. Yeah. You know, it's got to be good.
Recite this now. I've become your new god now.
Yeah.
No.
That song is not as good as this one.
All right. Wait, look, all in all, Arch Enemy, like, what's really cool, I think, about this show for us right now is that is certainly an album that I would have skipped.
Like, if we weren't doing this Metal Mondays thing, like, I didn't even know they were working on a new record, just for those paying attention.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm right there with you. Like, this wasn't even remotely on my radar. And now, like, shit, I'm glad.
I'm gonna check out a couple other albums for sure.
So Josh,
hopefully,
go ahead.
Hopefully, you guys like this content. If you do, like I said, we're putting out new fresh metal content every Monday. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. Next week coming up here, we got the main album that sounds like we're gonna be featuring is gonna be a little known band called Hammer King. And the album is called King Demonium. And let me tell you a little story. We've only heard a few songs from this band. I don't want to speak for Dave, but I'm fucking pumped up to hear this new album.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, they're a power metal band. I mean, look, if you're even remotely interested in power metal, slaying dragons, killing evil wizards, go ahead and check this band out.
Yeah. So. And then we might check out another album that's on the list. I Prevail's got a new record coming out, so it might be worth checking out. So we'll see. But we're certainly going to feature the Hammer King album, King Demonium. So, hey, check that album out when it comes out on Friday, and then come back next Monday and listen to us talk about it.
All right.
Meantime, stick around. We're going to see you guys here at a second for the half-hour power.
Take it easy, everybody.
Live long and prosper.